welcome to another episode of the Cock and Thread podcast. My name is Nnamdi, and as usual, I've got my friend, the usual culprit, my friend and co-host, Otto. Otto, how's it going?
I'm very, very well, thank you. Welcome to the Cock and Thread podcast, everyone.
So a lot of things, you know how life has evolved from, because when we were much younger up until now, a lot of things have changed.
Yeah.
Masculinity has been defined and redefined, right? So today we're looking at not exactly a topic, we're looking at a situation where, as a guy, you're in a relationship, either you're married or you're just in a relationship, and you're in that situation where your female partner,
Wife,
wife,
girlfriend.
yeah, earns more than you do. So that's what we're looking at today. So it's be good to hear your thoughts on finding yourself in that kind of situation. Now remember that there's the African man involved in this now. So what are your thoughts around?
Full disclosure, everybody will be in this situation at one point of his life or the other.
Okay.
And that's it. Okay, so if you think you are not here today, think about 40, 50 years. You know, there's the video of the I don't know whether you've seen it on social media, where a woman was leading the husband. The husband was very infirm. He's quite old and he was walking on the road. So now when we talk about it, the first entrance, like I always say on a video like this, is when you talk about, on a topic like this, is when you talk about earning more and masculinity. Let's separate it. Are we talking about a relationship that is just starting and you are noticing it, or a relationship that you noticed along the way? Maybe a man was earning more and suddenly something happened and he started earning less. So because those are two separate situations. What do you think?
Scenarios. I think it varies. So my opinion would be that it varies. It could be that at the point of getting into a relationship, you realize that the lady in question earns more, right? But you decide to go into it regardless. Then it could be somewhere where before the start of relationship, the guy was earning more. Then in the course of relationship, things change. She got a promotion, she got a new job, or whatever it is, she got into some kind of business and started earning more. But at the end of the day, the woman in question in that relationship is earning more than the guy.
Okay. So starting from the point of masculinity, let me be very clear. You see, this issue of whether they have defined it, redefined it, undefined it, defined it in another way, in every relationship, there is a male and a female. Let's not take it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so in every relationship, we are talking about now with respect to masculinity. So that's why we are saying male and female.
Okay.
Please. Now, when you talk about masculinity, does money really define masculinity? Now, in the time of my grandfather, who was a grade 2 teacher, and then my grandmom was a homemaker, paternal. You know, those are different situations. We're talking about in the up to the late 80s when they both retired. Now, we are talking about today. Today, in the circumstance of today, I want to start from the point of in a relationship as you are just starting. The most important thing when you look at the relationship and masculinity is that whether the wife earns more or not, the first thing is, what are the joint goals of that relationship? What are you looking for? Nnamdi, let's think about a relationship. What do you want to achieve being with that person? Do you understand? Now, I'm using this thing because I don't want to talk about it in a married sense, because married sense has some.
No, but it's still part of it, because
we are coming. Don't worry, my brother, don't worry, we are coming. Okay. So when you're talking about it in that sense,
because I feel like in marriage, it's a different situation, because if you're married to a person, right, the ideologies are different compared to when it's just a relationship that isn't marriage.
Okay. No, okay, so let's talk about it. First things first. If you are earning more as a female in the relationship with a man. The question is from the male perspective. Remember, we are coming from the male perspective. Please, female listeners and viewers, don't worry. We would bring in somebody to have your own perspective. But for now, we are talking from the male perspective. The male perspective. If you ask our female viewers, what do you think? They will think that look. The first thing is, if you are the man in the relationship, whether you are earning more or less, you should take the lead in task, e.g., financial planning, keys. What are we going to do? Where are we going to live? What school are we going to send our children to?
Not necessarily,
Why?
because the woman in question might be a better financial planner. So there are no. So being a better financial planner is not gender based.
No, okay, I agree. I see that to you. Now, wait.
So if you are the man, it's more about. I'm trying for us not to move too far away from
Okay.
the monetary part of the relationship, right? Because we're talking about the lead and all that. But it'd be good if we could just focus or narrow it down to the monetary aspects. I am in a relationship as a guy with a woman. She earns more than me.
Yeah.
It could be that before the relationship was earning more than I was. It could be that because of the relationship, she started earning more. Whatever the case is, the summary is that she's earning more. Now the question is, how does that affect your masculinity?
You don't fold your hands and give up. That's the first thing I say. So instead of that,
How do
that's
you
why I
give
said,
up?
I mean, I'm result of it. Oh, well, I cannot afford it. Every time, no, we can't get this. No, we can't get this. No, you don't fold your hands. What you need to do is you set. That's why I said financial planning. When I said financial planning, it's not that you must be the better financial planner. You must say, okay, first things first, so that the woman does not feel that you are keeping her down economically. What you need to do is say, okay, what are our joint goals? For instance, what is her contribution towards, what are our joint goals? Bills, house rent, electricity bill, water, to make it fair. Do you understand? I'm not saying it to make it fair. The man, you will not sit down and say, oh, because you are earning more, you pay for all of this. No, you will not make a kind of percentage contribution based on what is earned for joint services, so that she doesn't feel that she is being her money. Oh, this man is taking away my money. But you make a contribution. In that case, in this kind of situation, I'll always recommend some form of joint accounting, where the woman, because you are earning more, if you are earning, if you put 55 and he will put 40. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because the critical thing that happens in circumstances like this is, if the man, because he's going to contribute 45, he's going to want to have some level. You're not going to walk into the school, for instance, and see in the African sense and see, okay, because I've contributed, the woman is the one, which is what happens even now. The woman is the one that goes to the school, pays the fees, does everything, buys the school uniform and things like that. No, you as the man, you're going to take the lead in those kind of things.
You mentioned because the woman earns more, she basically contributes more, basically. 55%, then the guy does 40%. Now the question is, doesn't that affect your masculinity? Doesn't it affect everything you pretty much stand for as a man? Because clearly, from your analysis or analogy, because she's earning more, ideally she should bring more, right? So that's where the issue is. Because the woman is bringing more, doesn't that affect you as a man? Ego, everything basically that makes an African man.
Let's not be controversial. The issue is if it will affect you, it depends on how also, remember from the male perspective, it depends on how you project it to the public.
No, in fact, I don't think it has anything with public. Now, it has nothing to do with public. In my opinion, this is not about the public. This is about
your relationship.
100%.
You walk into a relationship and you talk. When you started talking, was the first thing money? You would know whether that relationship would function with or without money. Now we are talking about not even money. We are talking about somebody earning more. Somebody earning more. So the best thing is to have joint goals in this relationship. This is what we are going to achieve. We want to pay our bills on time. We want to pay our house rent on time. We want to pay, buy a car. We want to go for holidays. We want to plan whatever you want to
You know
plan.
that. You know
So
that clearly.
now, so that
Clearly.
to that fund, wait, sorry, let me just land on that point. To that
Okay.
fund, who is earning more can put more in terms of percentage than who is earning less. Of course, it's going to affect you as a man. What are you saying? It's going to affect you as a man. If she earns more and then you know, it's going to affect. Let's not take it away. It's not controversial. It will affect you as a man. What you need to do is, yeah.
Why do you think it will affect you as a man? Because people have different thoughts on their spouses earning more than they do, right? Because I've heard people say that my wife earns more than I do, but it changes nothing. We're fine. We'll have this. Their relationship is built in such a way that it works for them, right? So it doesn't. You know, now we're talking about redefining masculinity. We know that in days of our forefathers, the man is the provider. He basically does everything that has to do with the home. But now it's being redefined in such a way that women are earning more than their husbands, or wives are earning more than their husbands, and the relationship is still waxing strong.
And so
it would affect some people, and it wouldn't affect some people.
Let me tell you why I say it would affect you.
Okay.
Now, not every family will be able to be open about it. Some people are open about it, so that's why I'm saying it will affect you. Because
when you say open,
I'm going to explain.
Yeah.
Now, for instance, if you have a significant partner, a wife, and you are married, and she contributes more, and she's a very excellent financial planner, and your relatives see people driving fine cars, driving new cars, they would be expecting that you should be giving more. They will say, after all, he's living in a big house. They may not understand that. That's why I said it would affect you. They may not understand that this money is coming from 55 to 60% is coming from the wife. So they will look at you as the husband and say, oh, he's doing well, he's working well. They may not. So that is where I am saying that it will affect you as a man. It may not affect the relationship. I'm not talking about the relationship now. I'm talking about your view outside to the society, to relatives, to the.
This has nothing to do with the society. Okay. And I'm saying it again. It has nothing to do with the society. This is solely about the people in the relationship. Solely about them. That's what this is about. Because there's a difference, in my opinion, there's a difference between earning more and being the sole provider. Or no, not the sole provider. There's a difference between earning more and being the provider.
Yeah.
Right? That's different from earning more, but the man is still the provider.
So let us specify.
So I'll say that again.
No, you don't need to say it. Okay. I get it. When you talk about the provider here, are you talking about in terms of paying bills, in terms of paying their rent or their mortgage, or paying the what do you call it, the utilities, paying school fees? Are you talking in that sense, or are you talking of presenting a joint front for all those processes?
So this is what I mean. The wife works, she earns.
Yes.
The husband works. Now this is not about in this picture I'm trying to paint now. The woman isn't earning money than the man, but she works and earns.
Yeah.
The man works and he earns.
Yes.
Right? Say the bill in the house is rent, whatever it is, comes to a certain amount. Because the woman is earning and the man is also earning.
Yeah.
Now what I mean, provider in this sense is the man takes the larger chunk of the entire running cost of the home.
Beautiful. So pause, Nambi, pause. You have gotten to a very. You see, that's the point I'm trying to say. Now, that role is what we are reversing.
No, we're not reversing the role. We're not reversing the role. No. What we're saying is.
This guy is not understanding.
No, I understand you. What I'm saying is the man earns. The woman earns.
Yeah.
But the woman earns more than the man. We're not talking about we're not talking about the woman, or we're not talking about the man being the provider or the woman being provider. What we're saying is the woman earns more. How does that affect your ego, masculinity,
Oh, okay.
and all of
So
that?
yeah. So now bringing it to only masculinity. Let's not talk. First things first. It is dependent on your understanding in that relationship and what you see as. I remember I mentioned it earlier. Your relationship goals. Now, also let's also understand. It would. That's why I said when you talk about affecting my masculinity, you're talking about me. For instance, if I am in that shoe, I'm trying to say, okay, hey, lady, please bring extra. This is what we need. But what we're saying here is every relationship has its peculiarities. If the woman is earning more, what I am suggesting is instead of you as the man raising your hands without and saying, oh, after all, you earn more. There are approaches to it. You do a budget. You say, okay, oh, please, can you contribute this? This is what we want to do. This is how much it costs us to run the house in a month. It doesn't take away from your role as a man. This is how much we need to run the house. Please, can you give this amount monthly? This is what our rent comes to. This transparency.
Okay.
What the key problem where I always see in this, if we talk about the small experience I have, very little. What is not there is a transparency. It's not about the money. It's the transparency. The transparency of this is how much is the house rent. This is how much is the bill. This is how much is this, and that is where you need to. That's what is making masculinity suffer in that relationship.
Because the man wants to, regardless of the fact that the woman earns more than the man, the man still wants to play the role of a man in every angle, right?
So he would now have to either be permanently in overdraft, owing, borrowing, just to
Prove a point.
exactly. But look, I'm saying to you, if you are transparent enough, now that's why I said, because this topic is wide, we couldn't cover everything. There are some areas, like I said to you, what if this was a letter brought up situation? For instance, the man had been earning more from the beginning of the relationship, then maybe because of ill health or loss of circumstances or a cycle of business or something. What happens? Or, that can also happen. That's why I said at that point, if there is transparency, it will be nothing would happen that cannot be moved over.
So one thing that struck me from what you've said is, I get the transparency part.
Yeah.
The part where you said, because you're trying to prove a point that you're the man.
Yeah.
Even though the woman earns way more than you do.
Yes.
You're continuously in debt.
Yeah, you are continuously. Please pass me the scent leaf as we continue.
You're continuously in debt.
Yeah.
Overdraft and all of that.
Yes.
Because what I would say is, there's some roles or some jobs your wife, now the woman would have. There's no way on the surface of earth that you would earn more than she would. So regardless of how much you push it,
pass me that plate. Let's test this thing out to see how.
Regardless of how much you push yourself, you can't earn up to what she earns, right? So that's why it's important to be transparent, like you stated. So that struck me. That's what I was trying to say.
Test. Don't worry. Nnamdi, we are saying to you, I am saying to you here, whatever it is, if there is transparency, the situation can be easily managed. So the key takeaways are: one, if you're in that situation and it's from the beginning, think of joint funding of projects on contribution basis, not based on madam, come and we want to send our child to the best school. No, on contribution, I would bring based on your earnings.
Okay. So another thing that you said that I want to take you up on is, now the woman earns way more than you do. And clearly you know that when you make, there's a level of money you make. There are things, there's a level you want to be at.
Yes.
Right? Clearly you want to move to a more decent environment, you want to live in a bigger house,
Yeah.
you want to go on vacations and all of that. So let's paint a picture where whatever you earn as a man
Mm-hmm.
can take you to a certain level. So you can live in a certain area,
Yeah.
your kids can go to a certain school, you can go on vacation, in some certain countries. But now because your wife earns way more than you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because of her earnings, she can go anywhere. She can live in the choicest areas in your city. And she says to you, Oga, yes, we'll live there for a while, but now we'll have so much money, we can move to XYZ area, right? But you clearly know that if you decided to move there, it will impact your finances. How would you manage that kind of situation? Because if you're in a situation where the woman wants that kind of lifestyle, she wants to go to, of course, clearly because she's earning more money.
Hold on. Don't you've explained it, I understand. So in that situation, that's why I said come back to the situation of budgeting. If it is going to up the bills, then maybe the 55-45 that was proposing can be now 70-30. Because
Okay.
that means that the household expenditure has ballooned. But you're still at
But your contribution
of
as
that
the
man,
man
your contribution of the man that
does
was
not.
45 is now down to 30. She should bring the 70
Okay.
and things will still go on. But the thing is,
And that doesn't affect your ego.
no,
It doesn't affect anything.
my brother, if you want to start it to affect your ego, it's up to you. I'm saying to
Okay.
you that let's summarize in all. If there is joint budgeting, joint goals, joint objectives,
Mhm.
joint plans, accepted plans, all of this, all you need to agree on is what is everybody contributing. So it doesn't affect your ego as a man. All you need to do is, instead of throwing your hands up in the air and saying, I'm not doing this, that, you will say, this is what has happened. Now, I think our food is done. Please pass me some water. Let me put it in here. I think our food is done.
This food, I can't wait to. Be cooking.
This is
Also the chef.
Yeah, this is this pepper soup. Don't worry. We'll just let the water boil out, and then we would have some test and end this episode. Don't worry.
What we're saying is transparency is key.
Yeah.
Understanding is key.
Yeah.
And proper planning is key.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
In all of this.
Okay. Nnamdi, our food is ready. Please pass me those plates. Let me do some dishing. And the dishing.
Also, I can't wait to have this pepper soup. I really can't wait to have it. I really can't wait to have it. Ooh. Don't forget to follow us. We're on all social media platforms as the Cock and Thread Podcast, X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We'd like to read from you. Share your comments with us. Let us know what your thoughts are. Have you found yourself in this situation? And if you have, share your comments with us. And if you haven't, it will be good to read from you as well. Share your comments with us on all social media platforms. Also, our food is ready.
At YouTube, at the Cock and Thread Podcast, we're always there waiting for your comments. We hope to hear from you. Please reach out.
Shout out to Otto for making this happen. Until the next one, this is the Cock and Thread Podcast, that podcast where we have laid back conversations around serious topics. My name is Nnamdi.
And I am Otto.
Until the next one,
peace out.
Bye.
Bye.